Magical Mystery School, and thank you so much for coming back to astrology. This is a lesson 11. Awesome, huh? That's pretty exciting. Okay, so I just wanted to finish up on polarities that I started in the last one because I realized there was a couple of things I totally spaced, as usual. The reason I felt it was important to come back and show you basically these patterns in the wheel is because this is going to make it so much easier for you in the long run, okay, to start picking up on these patterns. For example, oops, hang on. Sorry about that, but in case you haven't noticed, this is definitely a house of bells and whistles. So anyway, so I'm sure you guys remember this from way back at the beginning of the classes. I'm going to hold it up so if you want to take a screenshot, you can. Oops. And that basically you're seeing all the glyphs for the signs. Then the houses 1 through 12, and then their element, fire, earth, air, water. Fire, earth, air, water, fire, earth, air, water, fair, same. So that's those patterns I was talking about. And here's cardinal, fixed, mutable, cardinal, fixed, mutable, cardinal, fixed, mutable. So those repetitions will help make the whole thing come together and be easier for you. So there's some things about these polarities that I didn't point out that I want to make sure that I do. So I'm going to just put you on pause for a second and bring the camera down because I think it's easier to digest this looking at the wheel. All right. Okay, so the thing I really wanted to point out was that we talked about, this first house opposes the 7th house, Aries, Libra. So the thing I'm wanting that, how I said that cardinal, fixed, mutable, cardinal, fixed, mutable. Well, one of the things you want to remember, the cardinal signs are always the first house just after that axis. So cardinal, 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 cardinal. Okay. And then the middle house of that quadrant is fixed, 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 fixed. Third house, just before the next axis, mutable, 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 mutable. So you may already be seeing that when you have oppositions, you're always going to have cardinal signs in opposition, fixed signs in opposition, mutable signs in opposition. Now that may make sense in that, okay, cardinal signs kind of always want to be the leader, so they can have, kind of cross, one leader will be going one way and one leader another way. They need to work together. But just remember how I talked about the level of the vibration you're working on. If you're at a lower vibration, you're going to have more of that butting heads. For example, like Taurus, Scorpio, both fixed signs. So they can get pretty stubborn, but if you've got two people, a Scorpio and a Taurus, and they've got their backs turned and their arms crossed and they don't want to deal with each other, then you kind of have a problem there with that fixity. But if you're working at higher levels, fixed signs, Leo, Aquarius included, you can't get better friends to keep your secrets, to be loyal. If you need somebody, you call one of these fixed signs and they will be there to help you out. Now the other thing, and then of course just to finish this quadrant, the two mutables, Gemini, Sag, are opposite one another. But again, also remember there's also a complement. Now mutable, not so difficult because they're mutable. Mutable are the people that you go, well, what do you want to do? Oh, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Whatever you want to do. And if you get two mutables, eventually if you're the third person, you just want to slap them and say, just say what you want to do. I'm sure you had friends like that. And I'm not I'm not saying anybody should be violent. All I'm saying is just metaphorically you feel like slapping them. Okay, now the other thing I want you to notice in these oppositions, and I'll keep going down here. Yes, we've got two cardinal signs in opposition, but notice it's water, earth, fire, air, earth, water, air, fire, water, earth. So remember how we talked about that fire and air kind of get along a little bit better, because you certainly can't have fire without plenty of oxygen, right? Water and earth tend to get along a little bit better. So with these oppositions, even though there may be a butting of heads, there's also a complementary possibility going on there too. So, and you may notice this just in your friends. If you're a Leo sun sign, you may notice, gosh, you know, a lot of my friends are other fire signs or air signs, things like that. You'll just blend with those people just a little bit easier. So that's where that opposition can be, it can be complementary. It doesn't have to be at odds with one another. So keep that in mind, that there's a little bit of, you know, play there. And I think the more elevated people are, the more they can make this into a complementary thing instead of a competitive thing. Okay, so, and then of course, I think then we have Virgo and Pisces. Virgo is one of our most analytical signs, earthy, mutable, they can see all sides. Pisces, you know, this is they have no limits. They're just, you know, it's the big ocean. They just want to fill up spaces with their water and that sort of thing. Whereas Virgo wants to be able to take every little piece of mechanics apart and put them back together and all that good stuff. So there's the oppositions there. Okay, I think I've done all those. Okay, so like I said, I just wanted to point that out so that you would start to see those patterns. And we're going to do a quiz. So hang on. Okay. I can tell. Yes, it started again. All right. Okay. So what I'm going to do for this quiz for today is I'm going to say a sign, and I want you to get your ready to do pause, and then write it down, think it, whatever, and think what house does it represent, what's the opposite sign and what it represents. And if you also want to add the element and the modality, super great. You'll just be one step ahead. If you've got all that in your head, you are doing a fabulous on your way to being a good astrologer. Okay, so let's just start with Pisces. Pause. Okay, so Pisces, 12th house, Virgo, 6th house. Pisces water, Virgo earth, both mutable. All right. Okay, how about Scorpio? Okay, pause. Okay, Scorpio, 8th house, opposite, 2nd house, Taurus. Scorpio water, fixed, Taurus earth, fixed. Okay, now let's do Gemini. Oh, no, can't do that. Yeah, I can do Gemini. Let's do Gemini. All right, pause. Gemini, 3rd house, opposite, Sag, 9th house. Gemini air, Sag fire, both mutable. Okay, now I'm going to do it a little bit different. Now I'm going to call out the house, and you see if you can remember what sign goes with that house and what's opposite. All right, so let's do 10th house. Pause. Okay. 10th house is Capricorn, opposite. 4th house, Cancer. Capricorn, earth. Cancer, water, both cardinal. All right, who am I forgetting here? Okay, 7th house. Pause. 7th house, Libra, opposite 1st house, Aries. Libra, air. Aries, fire, both cardinal. Okay, and I think I've got one more to do, but I can't remember who I'm leaving out here. Did I do 5th house? If not, you'll get it. 5th house, pause. Okay, 5th house, Leo, opposite 11th house, Aquarius. Leo, fire, Aquarius, air, both fixed. Okay, so that was your quiz. So your homework is to just keep working with that. Think about what your oppositions are. Remember, whatever, if you have an empty house and you got a bunch of planets over on that other side, there can be some compensation going on, that sort of thing. So, I guess that's it for this time. So just remember, from there to here, from here to there, funny things are everywhere. Love you guys. See you next time. Bye.